morning, Swedish Tera-pft. Okay, it's not 6 a.m., but it is close. It's a little bit before 7. And this can't be a long video. And as much as I woke up last night around 11:30 and I wrote down a bunch of things to share with you today, I can't put it together on a nice open office presentation because, yeah, I know, you got me in the morning, didn't you? I got a perm. Because my husband and I stand in with his food truck, and I don't want to upset him this early in the morning by doing my own thing and talking to you, young people and common folk, because as important as it is for me to chit chat with you about my mom, it's equally important for you to understand the principle of integrity. And all of us have integrity. And if you look up in Wikipedia and you look up in the dictionary, you can read all about integrity being about ethics and things like that. But it's about wholeness. And I've talked about this before, because here's the awkward thinking. We are whole. We are seamless. Like here, you can see the seam of my sweater. Okay, so that seam has put two pieces together so that I can have a sleeve. Great. Now, if I keep wearing this, and like I've worn a lot of my shirts and things like that for 16, 17 years, because I don't throw things away, especially if they're functional, it starts to wear down, and it starts to make a hole, and it separates a little bit. It's a shirt. It doesn't heal. And I have to take a needle and thread, and I have to thread it back together again so that it can have its integral form. So that's what we're going to chit chat about today, because I had this great conversation with my friend Kim yesterday, because she sent me a funny text message. She said, Swedish Terapeut, do you know that there actually is a word, craw? And you can look it up on Wikipedia, or you can look it up in the dictionary, and it's C-R-A-W, craw. And there's two definitions, and I can't remember both of them, but the second definition is probably the one that I was using when something is stuck in my craw. And yesterday, boy, was something stuck. Complete constipation of thought, complete constipation of digestion and stomach, because my emotions were over the top. So craw is something that is in the stomach, and it's bothersome and it's stuck. So if you have something in your craw, it's in the stomach and it's bothersome and stuck. I really wish I could. Let me see if I can find it, because this is annoying. Pause you. So I have it. Yeah. So in the dictionary, in Google world, craw. First one, a crop of bird or insect. Okay. But second one, the humorous one, is the stomach of a person or animal. Yeah. The craw, the stomach of a person or animal. And I tell you, yesterday, this stomach, it didn't want to work. My head didn't want to work, because I wasn't seamless yesterday. My emotions were going in lots of different directions. And I even asked my friend Kim if she knew a good divorce attorney, a divorce lawyer. And it wasn't for my husband, because, oh gosh, man, no, he's a work of art. He's just perfect all the way around. Okay, so I can say that now. And he is definitely my best friend, along with Kim. So I was talking to Kim yesterday. She helped me out. And now I think my head is not constipated anymore. I can come up with thoughts. And my husband said something funny about my issue, my problem yesterday. And the particular person, he said, she's as smooth as a rhinoceros. And it was just funny. It was just hilarious. And I stopped what I was doing. I stopped being mad and I laughed. So, oh, and I've also been doing something really therapeutic. Come and join me. Look, just, I gotta share because here, man, these guys are awesome. Let's see here. Let's get rid of that so I can see what you're seeing. Yeah, look at this. Man, okay, first of all, Eurovision Song Contest was last week, but I've been going down the deep rabbit hole of this group in Iceland, and I'm absolutely thrilled that they're out there. First of all, I might dance just a little bit better than them. I highly doubt it, but I might. But here's their cool video that they spent a lot of money on, and they didn't have the money to spend, which is even better. And I watched the documentary about them, and they made their own musical instruments. I think one of the guys' dads was a shop teacher, and so he took all sorts of parts and pieces. And the Dadi, the lead singer, he's got this voice. So anytime that I'm going to talk about something involuntary, which is our nervous system, I'll talk like him. I'll say involuntary. I know it's not the same. It's 7 a.m. in the morning and my coffee is still being worked on. Hey, but just go and have some fun. 10 years official video. 10 years he and Arnie have been together, and that's what created this music video. And that's what created this song, because, you know, he can be 10 years with somebody and things just keep getting better. But why is my mom, why am I looking at assisted living now for memory care when she should be aging like wine? She should be aging like cheese. I mean, she should be getting better. She shouldn't be getting worse. So we will finish my letter to you, and you will understand, I think, hopefully, how one can age 20 years in 5 days. Yeah, there's that again. Sorry. But do you remember we talked about a saggy brain, Dr. Lawrence Kinsella from the Dysautonomia International group. He was the 21st doctor in the whole wide world to study the autoimmune system and dysautonomia. Autoimmune system. No. I did this before in my other video. It's not autoimmune. It's the non-conscious part of our nervous system. Autonomic. Wow. Okay. Maybe this will help. Okay. So look at the integrity of this bottle. I know it's a plastic bottle. We're not plastic, but I'm not a physicist, but I can tell you that there's equal pressure, logom pressure on the inside and the outside. And it's very hard for me to deform this bottle because it's got a nice seal and it's seamless with the seal. There's no leaks. The integrity of the bottle is there because it also has pressure from the inside pushing out. So here's our biotensegrity. There's a push and there's a pull. Now, what happens if the integrity and it starts to leak? How am I going to do this? My husband has all these plants out here, so there's all sorts of pots. So I'm just going to get rid of some of the water. Okay. So here, now I put the lid back on and I twist it tight. Now, see how easy it is to deform this? I know it's plastic, but now the thing is, it's not equal pressure anymore. There's less pressure on the inside than there is on the outside. So it's so much easier to deform. And why is this important? Well, dear young people and common folk, this is important because your body works in a very similar way. If you remember the Viking ships, they built their ships with these VattenTäta Skott. VattenTäta Skott. Great word. It just rolls off the tongue. And it's watertight compartments, which means if one compartment leaks, it protects it from the damage that that leak will cause to other compartments, so it doesn't leak. Now, you might have heard of leaky gut and those sorts of things. And, you know, that's not something that I can chit chat about because I like the microbiome and I read a lot about it, but yeah, you just got to go do your own reading about leaky gut and find out the things. I know a friend of mine here in Sweden who has a lot of problems with her digestion. And some days it's all about everything's so loose, she can't leave the house. And the other days, everything is so not so loose that she has to stay home because things just don't feel good. And I know my train can go off the track, but let's bring it back around to integrity. When something leaks, there's a problem and we don't feel good. Now, yesterday, I was constipated in my head. I was constipated in my stomach because something was stuck in my craw, and I just didn't feel good. I didn't feel like Swedish Terapeut. I didn't feel like me, which is a problem. Because if I don't feel like me, I'm not creative. And if I don't feel like me, it is very hard to get a message across to you. And if I don't feel like me, how is it possible to be a mom? And how is it possible to be a wife? I tried really hard yesterday, but I didn't have the energy level for those really important things. So I'm going to end this video. Yeah, it's going to be short with something really super cool. I was reading again, and I was reading in this book, and Dr. Robert Schleip, he's a PhD. I think most of his life has been working with fascia. So I think you deserve to know. You deserve to know. Yeah. We can measure integrity. I know. Here's the thing. We don't have a doctor for body sense. So if you go to a regular doctor, they're not going to say, "Yo, we can measure your integrity." But here's the thing. We can measure if you're leaky. And there's people out there at MIT that have done it. But let's go back to Dr. Schleip, Robert Schleip, and what he wrote. He has written, there's electrical bio impedance. Okay, let's not get really caught up on words. Bio, life. Electrical, electricity. Impedance. Impedance is like Sue Hitzman's stuck stress. She teaches a melt method to a lot of therapists and common folk like you. And I love her melt method, but I'm not here to sell a method. I'm here to help you feel better or to help you help your mom. Because if your mom feels good, you feel good. And if you feel good, then your daughter feels good, or son. So Dr. Schleip wrote on page 238, electrical bioimpedance is a safe, fast, and inexpensive method to assess nutrition, cellular health, and integrity. Cool. And then bioelectrical impedance. If you're impeded to do something, it means you can't do it. So something is stuck, the flow is stuck. You know, and Chinese medicine has known this stuff for a long time. It's just Western medicine is now paying attention. But it's hard to measure because we didn't have any tools for it. So if you want to, go read chapter 21. It's got some cool stuff. And I don't know if there's anything else I want to share with you on that. But, oh, yeah, this is really important too. Electrical bioimpedance. It has it right here, right there. Yeah. Tissue hydration is frequently used as a hypothetical explanation for the benefits of many different types of body work. Yes, I do body work, and I tell people all the time, not only drink water, but eat water. Eat a cucumber, eat some celery, eat salad because it's full of water and the electrolytes. So if you don't have a good amount of electrolytes, which is your bones have minerals in a hard solution, that's a bone, and your fascia and your interstitial, the things that are in between. Wait. Allergies. There's almost always 3 sneezes. Why did that sneeze make me forget what I was saying? Damn. Anyway. Yeah. Coffee. All right. I was talking about tissue hydration. I tell people all the time about electrolytes because you can get those Vätska ersättnings here in Sweden. You can get those little packets that have good tasting powder that you put in your water, and it helps your electrolytes. So your electrolytes are in your fascia, your interstitial fluid, which is between the cells, and it's fluid. And I know we talk about blood all the time, but we don't have a way to measure our interstitial fluid. I don't know why. We have a way to measure our cerebral spinal fluid, but it hurts. You have to go in through the meninges, and anybody that's had meningitis has had a headache where you just want to pass away. It's that bad of a headache. I mean, it would be better. People that have had meningitis and have had a headache, they say that they would rather be put to death than have that kind of head pain. That's painful, and that's an inflammation in the meninges. Also a membrane. So stay hydrated and open up a bottle of water, sip it nice and slowly all throughout the day, and have a little bit of electrolytes. And if you don't have money to buy powdered electrolytes, which are minerals in solution, then eat a cucumber. Eat some a red paprika. It has vitamin C. Okay. Now, let's end with Rosalind. Ooh, sorry. I know, I can bump this. Okay, so we talked about almost everything I want to chit chat about, but here is where we are going to end because it is so very important. Oh, I have to share my screen and it doesn't seem like it's coming up. Wait. Yep, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So if you want to Google this really awesome woman, you can. And let's see if I can bring this screen up. Nope, not that one. I know Kim doesn't like all this click, 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 but I'm not really good at this computer stuff. I grew up with a Commodore 64 and I like to play games, but yeah. Here, Rosalind Picard, MIT Media Lab. I mean, smart lady. She's an American scholar, inventor, professor of media arts and sciences at MIT, founder and director of Effective Computing Research Group at the MIT Lab, and co-founder of startups Affectiva and Empatica. So she had quite a challenge. And oh, you can go see her TED Talk, speaker at TED Talk. Let's go look at another video that has only had 6 thumbs up. I'm one of them because this is like the 3rd or 4th time I've watched it. I know, I'm such a nerd. Let's, yeah. So let's share the screen. I don't know if they're going to copy strike this. It's very possible. But if we go to, oh, so you can see the screen.
What has led me here.
So you can see this is Wired 2013.
Thank you. It's a
MIT lab, and there's only 6 likes. I'm one of them. And yeah, you can also see that I've looked up Dadi because I've been listening to his music as therapy. And I absolutely adore that group because I smile every time, and it feels a lot better than being constipated in my head and my stomach. So if we go to 13 minutes and 33, if this doesn't get copy struck, I'm going to be really happy. But she works at MIT and she came up with something called a skin conductance band. So it measures the skin. And here's the thing. We have EEGs, electrical stuff that they can measure electricity in our body. But until she came along, no one was using these bands on the wrist or the ankle to measure what is happening at the skin level. And if you remember what Dr. Antonio Stecco said, we have the first skin, we have a second skin, and we have a third skin. And the second and third skin are really important to our fascial health and our integrity. So our VattenTäta, if we have leaks, like the Viking ships, if they had a leak, they contained the leak. If all of our integrity is leaky, this doesn't work. And emotions do play a part. And I know we're going to be told, and young people and common folk out there, it's better to be logical than emotional. And I want you to feel more so you can live better. All right. I can tell the backside of my head is working to say my husband needs me to start working in the food truck. So here, we're just going to watch 13 minutes and 33 seconds. They tested, it was one of her students that went home for Christmas break. He took one of the bands and he put it on his little brother, and his little brother is autistic. And this is the information I want you to listen to. Because if you don't go on your own, then wolf. So 1333, 1332, and let's start.
Sympathetic nervous system response before a seizure. And he said, well, that's interesting. We've seen hair stand.
Let's start.
Yeah. Next thing, I got on the phone with Dr. Madsen at Children's Hospital. Hey, Dr. Madsen, my name's Ross Picard. Is it possible that somebody could have a huge sympathetic nervous system response before a seizure? And he said, well, that's interesting. We've seen hair stand on end on one arm before a seizure. And he went through all these things, and I showed him the data. We got IRB approval. We enrolled 90 patients. And next thing, we had a lot of data that showed that, see these 3 huge peaks here are 3 grand mal seizures for a teenager here. And the red is when the doctors measured the onset of the seizure using only the EEG. And the black is the skin conductance data that we get from the wrist. Now, this is also showing us that the seizure or something is triggering this huge autonomic disruption, even up to 45 minutes or so beyond the seizure, something you can't see with the EEG. We were able to use this skin conductance information from the wrist and the accelerometer information below that to build a much more accurate seizure detector And also, I'll just mention too, there's data in the middle there that's peaking, that doesn't have red stuff. Separately, that's the boy's sleep data. And we see these high frequency peaks during non-REM sleep that we're now, in studies with Bob Stickgold and Chuck Seisler, able to relate to learning and memory. And we're doing studies now of the impact of stress and social engagement on these as well. But back to the seizures, what difference does it make how big this peak is? Could that be informed?
Okay. So you see how important she came up with a new idea, and she has taken this in different directions. And if anybody has an autistic child, first of all, you're an expert. And second of all, there's a lot of times you might go to you have to find the right doctor, because there's so much we're learning about children with autism. And they are awesome at picking out patterns. And their body is trying really hard to work for them. So if Johnny is lying on the ground and a teacher thinks Johnny is lazy, no. What Professor Picard is suggesting is that her data is showing that Johnny's system is just trying really hard to balance. But we see that he's laying down and not participating. Or Johnny the next day is hyper and can't get off the trampoline and can't come down from his emotional outburst. And what her data is showing is that his body is trying really hard to join the group again. It's finding a way to fix itself, because we're seamless and we're whole and we fix ourselves, and we're not cars. We're not plastic, but we have to stay, our integrity has to stay complete. So stay hydrated. Don't dry out your fascia. Know that things change. Everything changes. Know that it's beautiful here in Sweden at 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh, now it's 7. I think I'm done. I have no idea if this made any sense to you. I just want you to feel good. Because if you feel good, then your family feels good, better. And if you feel more, you live better. And if you feel more and live better, maybe we'll take better care of the earth. And maybe we'll start picking up our trash. And maybe we'll start caring about not having so much trash on the ground. Okay, I've done all my work for today. Now my husband gets me in his food truck. Have a wonderful day, and go and watch a really good video. I don't know if we can end with Daddy. Maybe we can, and have just a really good time. Let's end with Daddy. Yeah, let's do it. Maybe we can do this. This is another YouTube video, and I think they used quite a bit of their own money to make this video, and it's fun. And you listen to the words and you're like, oh, hey, so anybody out there in the music industry, Louise, who works with Max Martin and all those other individuals, first of all, Max, treat Louise nice, please. And secondly, can we just bring more creativity back to music, instead of having these formulas of these boy bands and putting these people together? Can we just start having more creativity, more Simon and Garfunkel's, more Disturbed, people, Sound of Silence? Oh, can we really? Yeah. Here's the thing. Can we bring back Per Gessle's Golden Times, Go och fiska, which means go and fish. It's in Swedish. It really should be translated into English. So We know that we need to go out in nature and just go fishing and forget about all this other stuff. Yeah, my train kind of went off the track. Okay. Yeah, you know, the thing is, you can click off of this video anytime you want, but until you can go to a body sense doctor and get your integrity measured, I guess you might just have to feel constipated with your emotions and have all that stuck stress if you're not melting. But you could also go to Dottie and the group, and you can have a smile because they're creative. I'm gonna stay with you, and then I have to go.
Daddy, thank God you answered. There seems to be some kind of monster that's emerged from Eyjafjallajökull and it's heading to Reykjavik. You know, we've tried everything we can to stop it, but nothing seems to work. It's already destroyed a few farms. So we need you, or Gagnamagnus, to help save the world once again with your sweet, sweet dance moves. Daddy, or Gagnamagnus, you're our only hope. Hjálp. Ég veit að tala líka íslensku.
They made that video and that game just for their group.
We've been together for a decade.
That's his sister over here. Yeah. And beside his sister was Arnie, his wife.
Do it all again, I'd probably do it all the same as before. I don't wanna know what happened if I never had met your love. How did it become myself before I met you? I don't wanna know what happened if I never had felt your love. Everything about you, I like. We started out so fast, now we can take it slower. It'll take some time, takes a little time, so take a little time. As it ages like wine. How does it keep getting better? Every day I'll find some new way. The time we spend together simply feels good. We got a good thing going. And just when I thought that my heart was full, I found places that I never explored. You're so fascinating, I can't remember the last time I was bored. I don't wanna know what happened if I never had met your love. How did it become myself before I met you? I don't wanna know what happened if I never had felt your love. Everything about you, I like. How does it keep getting better? Every day I'll find some new way. The time we spend together feels good. How does it keep getting better?
That's Arnie.
Every day I'll find some new way to grow. The time we spend together simply feels good.
Okay, go have a wonderful day. Tack så hemskt mycket för kom hit. Jag hoppas vi ses igen. I hope we see each other again. And just feel something. Yeah. And if you want to feel happy, go listen to Dottie. And if you want to feel something else, the Eurovision Song Contest that happened last week was awesome. And they had a lot of good musical groups. Okay, I'm done for today. I'm going to go help my husband. Bye. Be safe.